I went through 50 real job postings and I pulled out exactly what hiring managers keep asking for. If you are job hunting, watch this video. Make sure you watch this video until the end. Yes, I did that. I went through entry level jobs, senior jobs, big four jobs, jobs in corporate banking, jobs in the healthcare sector, jobs in tech. I read every single one and pulled out the patterns. I pulled out the phrases, like I pulled out the requirements that kept showing up. Today, I am giving you everything I found. So when you apply, you are not guessing, you know exactly what they want. Welcome to Liars Academy. My name is Layo. I am an IT audit risk professional and also a career coach. If you are new here, please make sure you subscribe. And if you've been here before, make sure you share this video, like, and also put in your comment. Let us get into the findings. Like I said, I actually went through 50 real IT audit job postings, and this is what they want. Those recruiters, the hiring managers, this is all they want. I'm going to be sharing 7 findings from 50 real job postings I examined, cutting across the big four, the corporates, the banking, the healthcare, and the tech industries. Okay. So here are 7 things every hiring manager wants. One, IT general controls, risk based thinking, documentations and work papers, your communication skills, what your knowledge is about your frameworks, cloud and data analytics. That is the in thing now. CISA, that is talking about your certifications plus third party risk manager. So I'm going to go ahead and start with finding number one right away. Finding number one, IT general controls. If you're into IT audit and you don't know your IT general controls, then you need to go back to the fundamentals. This would appear in most IT audit job listings, IT SOX audit job listings. These are the things I saw in every of those job postings I reviewed. Not most of them, like most of them would have that. You see things like access management, change management, IT operations, backup and recovery. These are 4 core areas. They are the backbone of IT audits, and hiring managers would either reference them directly or describe the work that is built around them. So they might not, on your job posting, you might not see access management just like that. You might not see change management just like that. But the job descriptions will be referencing this directly. Okay. What this means for you is that if you cannot speak confidently about what ITGCs are, what they cover, and how they are tested, you will definitely struggle in your interviews and even on the role itself. If you eventually get a job, if you don't know the fundamentals like your IT general controls, this is very non-negotiable. It is a non-negotiable foundation. Okay. And guess what, my IT audit fundamentals bundle is actually built around exactly this. If you need a structured way to learn, make sure you click the link in my bio to get a copy of the IT audit fundamentals. Okay. Again, let's go to the finding number two, risk based audits, risk based thinking. Finding number two, risk based audit thinking. Almost every posting, like job posting, use phrases like risk assessment, risk based approach, and evaluate alignment with, risk appetite. So what they are really asking here, or what they are saying, is what could go wrong? How significant will the impact be? How likely is it going to happen? Are there existing controls? Is there any mitigating control? Okay. Here's why this is very important. The testing of your controls only counts if someone else can actually read. Number two, risk based audit thinking. Almost every posting used phrases like risk assessment, risk based approach. They're talking about evaluating alignment with, risk appetite. What they are really asking you here is like, can you think like an IT auditor and not just checking box? Can you evaluate the risk? Can you ask and be able to answer the question, what could go wrong here? How significant will the impact be? How is it likely to happen? Are there existing controls? Is there any mitigating control there? Okay. So these are the likely questions or things that I saw in the job listings I reviewed. Make sure in your resume, every bullet point about audit work should name the risk it is addressed. Do not just say, oh, I reviewed or I tested access control. What is the risk? What was the risk you are mitigating when you were testing your logical access? You are mitigating the risk of unauthorized access. So make sure that is clearly stated in your resume. Findings number 3 and 4, documentation and work papers. I put these two together because they kind of go hand in hand. The vast majority of the job postings mentioned work papers, testing evidence, and maybe audit findings, quality, preparation of audit work papers, ensuring documentation is complete and traceable, like things like that. Okay. These phrases were everywhere on the job postings I reviewed. Here's why this is very important. The testing only counts if somebody else can pick up your work paper down the line 6 months time and actually be able to understand what exactly you did, what you found, why it is important. Okay. So hiring managers are not just going to be hiring someone who can test controls. They will be hiring someone whose work papers or whose documentation would hold up under serious scrutiny. Make sure you talk about this in your interviews. Okay, they are very, very important and nice to have, ensuring like you have clear audit work papers, being able to document. And then for communication, you are not just documenting. Can you explain your findings to non-tech stakeholders? This is a very important question that comes up in most interview. Explain how you would, translate your audit findings to non-tech stakeholders. How do you present your results to senior leadership? Okay, so these are very, very important questions. Now let's go to findings number 4. Those are the frameworks. Frameworks. You would always see the frameworks come up in job postings, and these are the things I saw them in the job postings I reviewed. A large majority of the postings reference, at least it will reference one compliance or one governance framework. Okay, SOX was the most common. Of course, I'm more focused on SOX audit. So, like, I was reviewing more of the SOX jobs, especially in publicly traded company roles in corporate. SOX is for publicly traded companies, definitely. So, what it means is that it requires that companies should test IT controls that support financial reporting, and IT auditors are directly involved in this. Yes, that is what we do. So if you are targeting corporate roles, SOX knowledge is not optional. Then COBIT was also very common, primarily like maybe in the senior roles or management level positions, because it's very important for evaluating IT governance. Then you hear about NIST, ISO 27001. Those also appeared a lot in the cybersecurity adjacent roles. PCI DSS, it showed up in the financial services job roles. HIPAA in healthcare. You actually do not need to be an expert in all of this in one day, but you should at least have an idea of what each one covers and why it matters. Like, what is in the importance of this framework, or what do they address? This will like kind of help your credibility when you are doing your interviews. I've been working for the past number of years. I don't think anybody has ever told me to come and recite any of the frameworks or a section of NIST or EPA, or no, but at least make sure you know what each one of these framework covers. And then the next one, which is finding number 6, is cloud and data analytics. This is very important now. Okay, it appeared in a lot of job postings. You must be familiar with cloud infrastructure audits, experience with maybe AWS or Azure environment, because I would ask you like, oh, do you do cloud auditing? Like, do you have any experience? Okay, you should at least be able to understand, how to test your cloud security controls. You don't have to be a cloud engineer, you don't have to be technical, but at least you need to know how cloud environments help mitigate risks, or how like you can change the risk landscape around your IT general controls, access management, and thereabout. Okay. And then talking about the data side, it's very, very important that at least you have a data analytics tool like maybe SQL, Python, not necessary, but having at least the minutest of knowledge of some of these tools is very important. But guess what? Excel is also a very, very, very strong one. At least you should have good knowledge of how to use your Excel. As IT auditors, Excel is a major tool that we use. Okay. And then let's go to finding number sevens, which is the last finding that I have here. Certifications and third party risk. Okay. On certification, most of the jobs had CISA listed as preferred in about maybe 60% of the jobs I reviewed, most especially for like mid-level and senior positions. Like you would see CISA preferred, CISA required. At entry level, they might not really like make CISA a requirement. Okay, CISA is a good or nice to have, but I encourage people by the time you get a job, year 2, year 3, make sure you get your CISA. Okay, CISA is good to have, but it is not what will get you on the job. You can have CISA and you don't know the foundations, you don't know IT audit, like you don't understand it, you will not get a job. Okay, so make sure like you plan towards getting your CISA. Then third party risk is also very common in most of the growing jobs. You see phrases like support audits of third party vendors, review vendor SOC reports, that's SOC, access vendor controls. Like you would see that in most of the jobs. I would normally say at least have an understanding of what a SOC 1 and SOC 2 report covers and how vendor risk can also be tested. Like at least have a basic knowledge of SOC 1 and SOC 2 reports. Okay. So this is growing very fast. It is also very nice to have. Finally, here is your full checklist from the 50 real IT audit jobs that I just went through. Okay, make sure you understand your ITGCs in every area, risk-based thinking, strong documentations, your communication, be able to communicate effectively to non-technical audience, have basic knowledge of your framework, at least make sure you have good understanding of your SOX, Sabonis, Oxley, and COBIT. Cloud and data skills is growing. It is a differentiator. If you have knowledge in that, it will help you. CISA is a nice to have, but it's okay if you don't have it in your first 2 years of your job or you starting an IT audit career, but make sure it's on your bucket. And the last one I just talked about was third party risk knowledge. Most candidates do not know that. That's another field that is thriving now. Okay. Make sure you run your resume against this list that I gave to you right now. Okay, if you have been applying and not getting responses, run your resume against this list. Every item on the list I have here is something that you can learn, it is something that you can demonstrate. If you want a structured way to build your foundational knowledge that covers like this top requirements I just went through, my IT audit fundamentals bundle is going to be linked in the description below. Make sure you get a copy. I have all this detailed in it. You can also get a copy of my IT audit roadmap. This is going to be your step-by-step path from zero to your first IT audit role. Both links are in the description below. Okay, make sure you click the link below. Make sure you like. If you have a question, make sure you reach out to me in the comments and I will be happy to help you get started on your IT audit career. My name is Layo. I am the founder of Lions Academy. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.